Look, part of growing and developing spiritually, psychologically, emotionally is having, right, is stepping into our identity, right? This identity that God has sort of given us, gifted us, but that we need to sort of unfold. We need to step into. We need to own. We need to embrace. Who am I as a unique sort of creation of God? What gifts and talents do I have? What's my personal vocation? Um, and my experience is that very often it's only in the context of being rooted um, that people feel comfortable engaging in healthy exploration of what they very well may be called to or who they are, what matters to them. I mean, look, on one hand, if you're not rooted, everything's a possibility. If there's no sort of rootedness, then anything is possible. And that's deeply overwhelming. You actually sort of get um, studies show that there's a sort of set number of choices that we like to have, and anything beyond that actually is troubling to us. There's too many choices. We can become frozen. And something can happen like that with identity as well, where if there's not some general sense of who I am and what matters rooted in the family I come from, then you can sort of get something like this sort of choice paralysis. Or you can sort of swing to the opposite extreme where you're constantly trying different ways of being and exploring who you are and never sort of settling into something. I mean, part of what being rooted in the family gives you is it sort of sets how much you say it, it has a sort of gravitational pull to it. So you sort of know that as you're growing, as you're developing, as you're striking out independently, you always sort of still gravitate around this nucleus. And it gives you a sort of set of parameters that there's freedom in it, but there's also parameters. And so being rooted means that you're not likely to be blown away by whatever fad, whatever intellectual trend of the day, whatever moral trend, whatever. You're rooted enough not to be blown away by these things. You're given a general direction, but you're also given the freedom to risk trying things, knowing that there's always this sort of this home to return to.